This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as factual. This is all my opinion and for your entertainment. Thank you and enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another astrological video, Celebrity Edition. So today we're going to be doing another celebrity reading. I have chosen this celebrity, and the way that I chose this celebrity was I went on my Instagram and I just started scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then the person that jumped out at me, that's the one that I was going to go with, and her energy jumped out at me this morning as I was scrolling. So that's how we got today's celebrity reading. Now, this young lady is in the entertainment industry. She started her career a long time ago, and I think she started out as a DJ. And then she subsequently went on to host a lot of back in the day when we used to have like music type shows like MTV and BT and all that stuff. When we had those music type shows, she started to host those types of shows. So she's very popular. She's been in the entertainment industry for a very, very long time. She is doing some acting now. I'm not really sure if she's still on this show, but she's been doing some acting here in the last several years. She ended up marrying a very, very popular basketball player. And they had a very interesting dynamic to their relationship. They are divorced. They did divorce a few years ago. And so now she's been relatively quiet, raising her son, pursuing her acting career, and whatever other things that she has going on in her life. So I thought it would be interesting to find out what is going on with her and what is coming up for her in the next few months. If you haven't already guessed, the celebrity reading we're going to be doing today is on Lala Anthony. Lala Anthony. And if you remember back, I think Lala and Carmelo Anthony got married, maybe back in 2010 or something like that. But they met several years prior to that. And they have divorced, I think, back in 2007. But they really had for me, just outside looking in, a very on again, off again type of marriage. I think that they lived apart a great deal of their marriage, and that may have played a part in the strain of their marriage. There was accusations of infidelity within the marriage, so that definitely, I would say, played a part. And they eventually went their separate ways. They do have a son together, and I guess hopefully they're in a healthy co-parenting dynamic. So let's get started with Lala Anthony and her reading. So Lala was born June 25th, 1979. I do not have a birth time for her, so keep in mind, without the birth time, her rising sign is about 50% accurate. So she was actually born in New York. She is currently 42 years old. That makes her a Cancer sun, Cancer moon, and questionably a Virgo rising. Okay, so she is a Cancer sun, which is my sun sign, and she is a Cancer moon, double Cancer energy, and this speaks to her mothering style. She is very attached to her son, so she babies him. She's appears to be a very hands-on, active mother. Now, this Cancer sun also speaks to her and the dynamic in her relationship and the reason she stayed married for so long. Cancer women, one of the things that can be looked at as a good and a bad thing is once we are devoted to a relationship, our romantic relationships, marriages, we stay. And sometimes we overstay and we stay way too long, simply because we take our commitment, our family, especially when you tie children into it, that will keep a Cancer woman in a relationship way longer than she should be. And this is one of the things that I think kept Lala in her marriage, is that she takes her marriage seriously. She really did love Carmelo, and they had a child together. So her instinct was to protect family and stay with family. Okay? But keep in mind, once we're gone, we're gone. That's it. Because we feel like we've given our all. And once we've given our all and we have nothing else to give, once we decide to leave, we leave. But it is not an easy thing Cancer women, and I'm sure it wasn't an easy thing for her. And we take a long time to leave. Just because the decision is made for us we decide to leave, it could take us years to work up to that, to the actual leaving. Okay, so enough about that. She's also a Virgo rising. Okay, now I did Lala's calculations on her love life. You know, I love to do my little secret formula. So again, the formula goes, I have Lala's age in which I feel like something should shift or transition in her love life, depending on where she is in her love life. So that could look like if Lala is completely single. This could look like the energy of someone coming into her life for a long-term committed relationship. Second scenario would be if Lala is currently in a relationship and the relationship is going well. This could be the energy of putting permanence on the relationship, and that could look like moving in together. That could look like getting engaged or getting married or making a exclusive monogamous commitment to each other. Third scenario could be if Lala is in a relationship and it's not going well. This could be the energy of trouble in the relationship with the potential for a breakup. And the final scenario would be if it's none of those things, this just could be the energy of Lala figuring out how to do relationships, like what she wants in a relationship, what she wants in a partner, and how she shows up in a relationship. The age in which I came up with, where I do believe something is going to shift in Lala's love life, is the age of 43. So that is going to be her next birthday. So from June 2022 until June 2023, there will be some type of transition, change, shakeup, something that happens in her love life that's going to solidify what's going to happen with her moving forward. Okay, so 43, we shall see. Now, I don't know if she's currently in a relationship, and let me tell you this, her being a double Cancer, she's not going to display her relationship. So if she is currently seeing someone, we won't know it until it's probably with them walking down the aisle, or we won't know it unless she slips up and someone catches her out and paparazzi photographs her with someone. So she could actually be in a relationship. I would not be surprised if she is, and she is keeping it under wraps. However, the relationship may take on a new dynamic that year of her birthday, of 43 for her. Okay, so I'm super excited for her. Now, her theme of 2020, her theme of from her last birthday, June 2021, until her next birthday, June 2022, that window was all about relationships. The theme of that year was relationships. She had 7th house energy, one-on-one relationships. That could have been romantic, business, family, legal proceedings. Any relationship that she went into, consciously chosen with another person, a one-on-one relationship was a big theme for her. So this says to me there could have been a relationship that developed in a romantic way for her. But this also could have been business partnerships. This could also have been the energy around Lala really learning how to do one-on-one relationships in any form, okay? How she shows up in her friendships, how she shows up in her family, how she shows up in her dating life, how she shows up in business. So a lot of things around one-on-one relationships were a big theme for her. Now, from her next birthday coming up in June to June 2023, she's going to shift into 8th house energy. So this is going to look like other people's money. So this will look like monies that she does not earn from her work, but monies that she receives from other people, finances, business partnerships, inheritances, taxes, loans, property, joint property, money that she receives from another person. All of that is going to be a big theme for her. But this is also the area that governs sex and intimacy. So again, she's really going to be kind of like focused on intimate connections. So this is why I'm thinking, next year, this is another indicator that she may make a commitment to a very intimate relationship, something that's very close to her. And connecting with someone on an intimate, deeper level and on a sexual level. Maybe her sex life, kind of gets revved up. She gets more experimental. It gets more exciting for her. So that'll be the energy that she's going to go into. All right. So let's talk about some of these transits that she has going on here that just scream relationship. Okay. So first thing we're going to talk about is her Jupiter and Neptune and where they're showing up. So Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, optimism, opportunity, blessings, healing, and wisdom. It is in her 7th house of relationships. Here we go with relationships. This is going to be the theme of her year here. So it's in the 7th house of relationships. So what this does is anytime Jupiter goes through a house or communicates with another planet, it's there to bring growth and expansion. It's there to bring abundance. It's there to bring optimism. So this could definitely look like energy around her dating life growing. Now, again, I don't know what the status is, so I'm going to go on the limb and just say, let's just say hypothetically she's single. This could bring a lot of dating opportunities to her. This could bring a lot of opportunities for her to get in a one-on-one relationship with someone. This is also the planet's going to help her to heal and to draw wisdom from her previous experiences. So now she's going to be doing relationships differently because she has this wisdom on what works for her, what doesn't work for her, what she wants it to look like. But she's going to go into it with that Jupiter optimism. Like she's ready for a relationship. She's done the work. She's healed, and because Jupiter is all about healing. She's continuing to heal herself. She's on the path and she wants to be happy. So this could definitely bring people into her life for a one-on-one relationship. She could definitely find someone during this time because Jupiter stays in a house for about a year and a half, and this energy just pretty much started for her. So let's just say she has a good year and some change with this energy of finding a healthy, happy relationship. At best, lots of dating opportunities for Miss Lala. Now, the one thing that I will caution her with is she has Neptune in the same house. Okay, so Neptune is the planet of fantasy, illusion, romance. It's the planet of compassion, our intuition, but it's also the planet of a little bit of escapism, confusion, and delusion. So this is the energy of sometimes not seeing things clearly. And when it's going through the 7th house, this could kind of skew our judgment on the people that we're connecting with. Now, let's keep in mind, the 7th house is just not romantic. It's business. It's our friends. It's our family, one-on-one connections. So this could be for anyone, okay? It kind of gives us the energy of not seeing things clearly when it comes to our one-on-one relationships. So what Lala is going to have to do, unfortunately, this energy stays in the house for about 14 years. So she has about 14 years of this energy. She's going to have to be careful about idealizing her partner. She's going to have to be careful with seeing her partner in whatever capacity this is for what she wants them to be, as opposed to who they truly, truly are. This could also bring energy around, even though she could deceive herself on what she's seeing in someone, this could bring someone into her life that is deceptive, that is not being authentic and genuine with her and basically misrepresenting themselves. So she's going to have to really, really be careful with who she's connecting with over the next several years when she's going into these one-on-one connections. And I will also have to say, this is also around this Neptune. This could draw someone to her that has mental health issues. This could draw someone to her that has substance abuse issues. This could bring someone in that has problems with the law, because Neptune does represent prisons and jails and spaces of confinement. This could also bring someone that just needs to be saved all the time. They just always in a constant state of needing to be saved. And she could draw someone like that. So she needs to be very, very careful on who she brings into her life. That could be romantic, business, family, whatever that connection is, that she's seeing these people clearly, not for what she wants them to be, but who they truly, truly are. And just being careful that she's not getting sucked into a dynamic that is not healthy for her. Okay. She also has Chiron there. Chiron is the wounded healer. So this is all about healing the hurts of one-on-one relationships, doing the work of healing herself when it comes to the area of how she connects with other people. Okay, so she's healing herself again. um Next thing we're going to talk about is Saturn. Now, Saturn is the planet of delay, restriction, hard lessons, duty. It's the house. The planet of a solid foundation, authority figures. Doing things in order, in steps. Okay, so when Saturn goes through a house, it's there to come through the house and to make sure the house is efficient. Make sure the house has value. Make sure the foundation of that area of your life is solid and strong. So Saturn will come in and cause a disruption. The purpose of the disruption is to see where are the cracks in this area of your life, and what do we need to do to make these cracks, either smooth them out or tear the foundation down around this area of your life and rebuild it to a more solid foundation. It has been her in her fifth house of joy, children, procreation, our creative activities, our creative space, drama, our self-expression. Now, Saturn stays in the house for about 2.5 years. Saturn is about to leave this area of the fifth house in June 2022, and it's going to go into her sixth house. So some of the things that she probably experienced over the last 2 years had everything to do with her parenting style. Maybe the relationship with her and her son may have went through a challenge, or this could have been growing pains. This could have been her son transitioning to a different phase in his life, and it directly impacts her. He's no longer her baby. He's growing up. He's becoming a young man. And so now she had to change how she parented him. She had to give him a little bit more freedom. She had to give, kind of like take the reins off a little bit, let him have his time away. And maybe there was a little distance with him because he's growing, he's becoming a young man, and he's not her baby anymore. So maybe she could have struggled with the fact that he's growing up, okay, and trying to keep him her baby, and him rebelling against that like he's not a kid anymore. So that could have been a challenge for her. This also could have been, because this is the area that governs dating and romance, maybe someone did come into her life and it turned into a serious dating situation. So again, I don't know her personal life. So she could have very well, over the last couple of years, started a serious dating relationship with someone, or this could have been just Lala getting more serious about how she dates and what kind of people that she wants to date. So it could have been that energy for her. But with that being said, the Saturn is moving into her sixth house, June 2022. It's going to stay there for 2.5 years. So this is the area of her life that's about to get really, really serious and require a lot of work. This is the area of health and fitness, mental and physical health. Our work environment here is here. The foods that we eat are here. Our pets, and how we're service to others. Now, this could definitely have her getting very serious about her health. And again, mental and physical. So she could be deciding it's time to get serious about how I take care of myself. Maybe it's time for me to start therapy or go back to therapy or doing some type of mental health maintenance for myself. If there's been any underlying health issues, this would be a time that she will need to address those things. With Saturn going through the sixth house, Saturn could come up and set up some type of health crisis in your life in order for you to address your health in a more serious way. This could be her getting serious about how she takes care of herself. She could, again, I'm not a medical professional. I don't dispense medical advice. I am a believer in traditional medicine. However, I'm also a believer in holistic methods of healing. So she may be getting more serious about how she heals her body in a more holistic way. This could be a change in her diet. She may decide to become a vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, eliminating certain foods from her diet. Whatever that change needs to be, this is her getting serious about taking care of her mental and physical health. Her work environment is going to get more demanding, increased work, because the work environment is where we work, people that we work with, around, and for, in the actual environment. So this may get more demanding because Saturn is a planet of demands. So it could get more demanding, more serious. She's taking on more projects. It's getting a little bit more hectic. She may be under a lot of stress with regards to work. She may be having difficulty with people that she works with because Saturn represents authority figures. Maybe there's some issues with the people that she works under that are above the projects that she's working on, and she's having a difficult time relating or working with them. Just know that there are going to be significant serious changes in her work environment, and they may not be so pleasant, okay? But she will be required to work hard and work more over the next 2.5 years. But you have to keep in mind, Saturn does require a lot of work and can put a lot of pressure on you. But if you do the work, learn the lessons, do what you need to do, Saturn will reward you in a wonderful way at the end of the cycle, okay? This could also be energy around her. I don't know if she has a pet. She may decide to get a pet, or maybe if she has a pet now, her pet may have some health challenges and may possibly transition over in the next couple of years, okay? And how she is of service to others. So this could definitely put energy around her doing a lot of charity work, a lot of service work. This could also put her in a space of possibly having to take care of someone who is having a medical issue or something to that effect. So maybe she takes on responsibility of caring for a loved one, caring for someone in her life. Again, it's someone of authority because this is Saturn, so it may be male energy, but you never know. But this may have her in a position where she has to take on the responsibility of caring for someone that can no longer care for themselves here in the next couple of years. The next thing we're going to talk about is this Pluto she has in her 5th house. Now, Pluto transits a house anywhere from 14 to 30 years. So she has several years of this energy, and it's going through her 5th house, the house of joy, children, procreation, our self-expression, our creative projects, areas where we take a risk in our dating life. So Pluto is a transformative energy. However, since it's such a slow-moving planet, the energy is very subtle. However, do not underestimate the power of Pluto, because Pluto represents transformation, evolution, death, and rebirth, literally and figuratively. And it also represents power and power struggles. Now, when I interpret Pluto, for me personally, I look at what degree it's at. And in astrology, certain degrees represent certain things that trigger the planet. The 29th degree is considered a critical degree. So that's where something of transformative, monumental, you never know what you're going to get, happens. The Pluto is at the 28th degree, so we're nearing that 29th degree. So she could probably already start to feel this energy. Something transformative is going to happen by way of the areas that I've just mentioned in her life. This could be, for example, a transformation in her dating life. Again, she's in relationship energy, so this could go to transform this relationship and it die off in the way that she's been operating in this relationship, and just say we go from seriously dating now to we're going to being married. It's rebirthed in a different way. Or if we're dealing with just the relationship component of it, maybe there's been issues in the relationship and they need to be addressed. And so how we do this relationship dies off and we rebirth it in a different way. This could also look like challenges with her son. And again, we had that Saturn with that transformative, energy that's put pressure on the relationship. Maybe now she seriously has to transform how she parents him in a way. This sets up power struggles. So if there's a dynamic with her son or her romantic partner where there's a power struggle going on, it could get worse before it gets better, because this is the energy of trying to control the situation, trying to control the dynamic or the relationship. Whatever that looks like for her, this Plutonian energy is going to just transform what area of her life she's dealing with this 5th house energy. Okay. The next energy we're going to talk about is Uranus in the 8th house. The 8th house, again, we're back up there at the 8th house, which is other people's money, other people's resources, sex and intimacy, things that we receive through another person. Uranus is a very unpredictable energy. It's a planet of unexpected change, unpredictability, doing things different, not staying in the status quo. The thing that I say about Uranus is expect the unexpected, because you never know what you're going to get with it, because it is a bag, a mixed bag. So it could be something very, very good or something very, very bad. And it's in the eighth house. So some of the things is just a lot of unpredictability with any type of monies or resources or anything that she's tied to with another person, going through unexpected changes. Okay. Money that she counted on for years could go away all of a sudden, or she could become the recipient of a windfall through an inheritance of some sort. But just a very unstable time with those types of dynamics. Now, this is also the space of sex and intimacy. So intimately connecting with someone on a different type of level. And with sex, this also is the area that governs sex. This sometimes puts you in the space of being very experimental with your sex life. Okay. Now, she also has the North Node and South Node. She has the North Node in her ninth house, the South Node in her third house. North Node is all about our destiny, where we're going. South Node is all about where we've been and what we need to release. North Node is all about, North House. Ninth house is all about higher education, long distance travel, foreigners, our belief system, religion, legal situations, how we see the world. So this is a destiny of her going towards those things. So a lot of international travel for her. Maybe she's educating herself on something, going back to school to obtain a degree of some sort. Maybe she's educating herself on different cultures and how different people worship around the world, their belief system, but a transformation with regards to how she sees the world, what she believes in, definitely going through that. Again, the South Node is in her third house. So this is a release of things around the third house. And also with that ninth house, this is definitely media projects, like big time media projects. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Lala in a lot more movies coming up. Okay. A lot more opportunities for big budget media projects, her face being out in the media. Now, again, the South Node is the releasing of things. So this is the third house. So this is all about releasing things around outdated beliefs. So this is where our communication is, how we think, how we speak, how we process information, learning, teaching opportunities. Our siblings are in this house, our extended family, our cousins, our neighbors, and our neighborhood is here, and transportation. So this could be a release of educational pursuits, or an outdated way of thinking. Maybe the ways that she thought about certain things, certain areas in her life, certain subjects, kind of like leaving, like they're kind of outdated. She doesn't resonate with those types of things anymore. And she's on a different way of thinking about things, how she processes information, how she goes about breaking down things from an intellectual level. This could also look like her moving away from certain energies around creative projects, writing projects. Maybe she's finishing up a book. Maybe she's finally finishing up that creative media project that she wants to launch out to the world. So that could be something to that effect. This is also healing, growth, an opportunity to reconnect or leave behind any negative relationship dynamics that you may have with your siblings, your cousins, your extended family. Maybe this is her leaving her neighborhood and moving some sort. And anytime I see activity in the third house and I think of neighborhoods, I think of really short moves. I think of moves that you make that are not necessarily out of the current neighborhood that you live in. Like you move somewhere, but it's still relatively the same area. Or just something about her neighborhood is changing. Maybe it's getting beautified. Maybe she's seeing more neighbors coming in. Maybe they're changing the neighborhood dynamic. Maybe there's a lot more businesses coming into her neighborhood or something to that effect. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is a lot of the squares that she's experiencing. She's experiencing her Pluto square, a Neptune square, and that Pluto square is squaring off in her first and fifth house. So the first house is all about our identity, how we show up, our presence, our physical body. And the fifth house, again, is about the house of joy. So I think the squaring is with her is finding her joy again. What makes her happy again? You know, sometimes we get lost particularly when we become a parent, we get lost in now taking on the role of parent as our primary identity. And because she's going through this transition with her son and he's growing up and she's not as parenting as actively as she used to, this is her trying to reclaim our identity. Who am I at this point? I've been mother, I've been wife, I've been mother all this time. Now I don't have those roles and I'm always going to be a mother, but you know, my son is older. He doesn't need me as much. And I'm finding that I need to reclaim my identity because at some point he's going to be leaving and going off on his own. And I need to figure out who I am. So that may be an energy that she's dealing with now, is the finding out and figuring out who am I? Who is Lala at this phase of her life? She also has a Neptune square. And that square is squaring off in her seventh house and her third house. One-on-one relationships. So I'm wondering if she's having relationship dynamic issues with her siblings. I'm wondering if she's working on how to do healthy relationships with her siblings. That's very, very interesting. So that's where it's squaring off for her. Now, my final thoughts on Miss Lala Anthony and coming up for her this year. I definitely see a relationship in a significant, serious way coming up for her. Okay. And I also see some major media projects coming up for her. Okay. So those two things, a relationship, a significant relationship, and some serious media type projects, work projects coming for her. Now, again, it's going to be over the next 2.5 years with this work environment. The work environment is going to get very stressful for her, very hectic and very busy. Okay. But if she does the work, this could put her in a brand new space, a more elevated space with regards to her career in the direction she wants to go in it, especially if it's going into movies, big media projects, things of that nature. I definitely see that for her. So those two things. Now, finally, I just looked at her seventh house. Pisces is the ruler of her seventh house. Anytime I see a double-sided sign on the seventh house, that always is an indicator of the potential of more than one marriage or multiple relationships. So I can see that Lala is probably going to get married again. I would not be surprised. And Lala may actually, I don't know if she's deciding to have another baby, but there may be a child that comes into her life at some point, maybe through adoption, maybe through surrogacy. I don't know. I'm kind of hopeful for that, but I definitely see a significant relationship and media projects in a very phenomenal way coming for her. So that concludes my reading on Lala Anthony. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like your own personal reading with me, please visit my website at www.melaningoddesslife.biz. Follow me on all the social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram at Melanin Goddess Life. I also have an Etsy shop under the same name. Most importantly, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell for all notifications so you'll know every time I upload a new video. You guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.